so cannot be empty. But if you for some reason have a class definition with no content, put in the class statement password pass keyword to avoid getting an error. Make sense?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So that's called classes. Now I'm going to talk about inheritance. Okay, do you know what is
Okay.
the meaning of inheritance?
Like when you inherit money from your parents when they die.
Oh, that's same thing. Okay, yeah, I don't need to explain deeply, but I know I have to. But you already know the meaning. Inheritance allows us to define a class that inherits all the methods and properties from another class. Okay, let's say if I'm inheriting, if I'm inheriting, my class name is called Winnie. Sorry, my class name is called Person One. Your class name is called Person. I'm inheriting methods and properties from person class. Who is parent here? Who is parent class? Who is the child class?
Your child class and I'm parent class.
Yeah, that's all. So yeah, so that's the meaning. Inherit means inheritance allows us to define a class from another class. Here another class is a parent class. So there are three names for parent class. Parent class, this is called inheritance. Parent class or superclass or base class. Base class, superclass, parent class. These are the same meanings. Make sense?
Yeah.
Next, uh, child class, child class. These are called child class, subclass, or derived class. So if I say child class means, sometimes I when I use a in programming, sometimes I say, oh, subclass means child class, derived class means child class. Make sense?
Wait, so subclass is child's class and
So subclass, child class, derived class, same meaning.
okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
So parent class has three names, like you can say parent class or super class or base class.
Okay.
Child class, you can say child class or subclass or derived class. Make sense?
Yeah.
So inheritance allows us to define a class that inherits all the methods and properties from another class. The another class is here as a parent class. So like parent class is the class being inherited from, also called base class. Okay, every class is inherited from, if you say, okay, child class inherited from parent class, who will who, where does parent class inherit from? Their parents, right?
Yeah.
Those great, so every class is a parent class. The greatest parent class is called object. The greatest parent class is called object. So let's say I'm creating a class called here. So any class can be a parent class. So the syntax is the same as creating any other classes. So let's say I'm creating class person. Okay, so we already know this one. Okay, person. So I'm going to delete this all. I'm going to define init self comma first name comma last name. Okay, so how many parameters? Three parameters, but two are the main parameters. Self is we use it for a instance of the class. So here first name, self dot first name equal to first name, self dot last name equal to last name. Okay, so here
Okay.
I'm having a This is print name. Print name is a regular method, not like init method. Init method is a built-in function, built-in method. Print name is a normal method. So we declared those called from object oriented. So now I'm using let's say use the person class to create objects. So let's say use the person class to create an object and then execute print name method. Okay, so here I'm giving person John. John is the first name, maybe last name would be the Doe. So you printing first self dot first name. Self dot first name is what? So now you will get first name is the John, last name would be the Doe, right?
Yeah.
So we already know, we did this one before, John Doe. So first name is the John, Doe is the, this is what we do for the regular classes, right? Now that's where we are going to introduce, let's create a class called child class. So okay, so here we are going to create a called okay, so this is a regular thing we used here. So but I don't want to use the same class. You can change the class name. So I have here, instead of this, this is the regular class. Okay, so this is what we do, regular thing. Now I'm going to create another class name. I'm taking person. Now def init self comma name comma name name comma age. Okay, now if I go here, self dot name, self dot age, maybe if you confuse with the, you think these two are same, right?
Yeah.
But no, maybe that's what I'm gonna change. My name, my age. So now you will know, you don't get a confusion. My name, oh, my age. So my self dot name equal to my name, self dot equal to this. So now I'm going to create another function. Make sure the functions goes, everything goes inside the class, right? See, when you create a function or method, use a keyword def. I'm using method name greet. So self. Okay, now I'm using return written, using hello, my name is self dot name and I am self dot age years old, right? This is called creating a regular thing, regular class. Now let's say child class. Child class is called a subclass inheriting inheriting from person class. Person class is what? Superclass. Superclass means superclass has other name called parent class. You can say superclass, person class, base class. So let's say you can have class, you have to have a, maybe parent, person can be, child can be person, right? So I'm going to use maybe student can be a person, right?
Yeah.
Same syntax. So when you create a a child class, you have to use open closed bracket, then inside that you have to pass the person class. So what is our parent class? Person. Make sense?
Yeah.
So that what does it mean when you pass the parent class into the child class? It means child can access all these things, all the properties from the parent.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to have def init self comma name comma age comma student id. Okay, now I'm going to say call the constructor of the superclass. Superclass means like a parent class, right?
Yeah.
Our parent class is person. So now I'm going to, in order to get this all these things, you have to use a keyword called super super method dot init. Okay, dot init name is. Okay, so what does it mean? Super init name comma age means
It means like the
pa-
child can access all
parent,
that data.
yeah, parent has a name and age. So only one thing that parent doesn't have. What doesn't parent have? Sorry,
The
child
stuff
doesn't
that
have.
the child has.
Yeah,
Yeah.
child has a student id but parent doesn't have. That's what you wanted to declare.
Okay.
Let's see if I have a um, let's maybe if I have a student id self
Hey, do you think I could go to the bathroom real quick?
yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm. Are you back? Mason?
Okay, I'm back.
Okay. So self dot student id. If I have self dot student id from the parent class, then I don't need to declare.
Okay.
Just I don't need this. Just say super dot init, whatever the method name. You have to use the keyword super method dot the method name init method. So you pass name as, here you have to pass student id because you inherited everything from the parent. So now I'm going to delete. I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to delete this. Okay, because I need this one, because I need name and age from the parent class. That's what you use a super method. Super method is simply means you inheriting things from the parent class. Make sense?
Yeah.
So next, let's say I have, so I'm gonna create one more method. Define student can, let's say, write study 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 study, right? Study. First parameter always should be self, then I'm using subject. So written um, I'm studying subject. Let's say I'm going to remove this one. Let's say f string. I can use a self name dot self dot name and subject is this. So here now we are creating creating instances of the classes. Okay, so person 1, you can create many objects. So here what we get an error, why is student student, why it's an error? Okay, so make sure, oh, no, why we got an error? We shouldn't get an error here. So because we have to use, okay, so let's do one thing. So this person object, okay, this one, the first one, I'm going to remove this too. First one, so person class here is the parent class. You created an object here. What is our object name here? Person. Okay, make sure that it goes to the same line as class. So class, okay, same line. See, these are the same indentation.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to create other object. You can create an object. I'm creating. So for parent class I created two objects. This is a parent class. I created a person object 1 person. These two objects belongs to the parent, because student is the child, right? Student is the child.
Yeah.
In order to get all these properties for child, you have to pass parent class as a parameter here. Make sense? So now what you have to do, so student equal to Mason 15, student ID 1 2 3 4 5. Mason, I'm gonna create not every time Mason, maybe Landon is like 14. I can give the student ID 1 2 3 4 5 6. So because this is a we created this method, so you have to use a where is this method? So where did we get a greet? We don't have a greet method, right?
Yeah.
So we have greet method in the here. So we have a greet method here. So let's print this one. Okay, greet method, and okay, this one for the object. What is let's say I don't want these all. Let's create one object for parent class person. Then I'm going to create a, instead of person 2 I can use, let's say, student. Okay, now person 1 dot greet, you will get a parent things, student equal to. So now if you want to, you can print student dot greet to student dot study, then you passed a parameter. So let's see subject, what subject you are studying here? Python. Okay, hello, my name is Landon, I'm 25 years old. This one. So here self dot name, hello, sorry, here, hello, my name is self dot name. We passed in the parent class Landon, and the age. So these are the parent class, right?
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
self dot name, here you use self dot name equal to uh, parent class. So our parent class would be uh, what is our parent class? Self dot name, you passed it for parent class two values, one is Landon, the other one the age. Make sense?
Yeah.
So this is self dot name, self dot age goes to the parent class. Hello, my name is Winnie and I'm 20 years old. Because I created a I see print student also student has a student class has this one, because I'm using a super dot init method, which means I'm inheriting everything from my parents, this one. So because you created two times, you pass different values. Okay, 20 years old, but you give an ID. We didn't get an ID. Why we didn't get an ID? Here also we didn't
Um,
get an ID.
because we didn't put it in the parent one.
No, not necessarily, because we are accessing child class, right? Child,
Yeah.
so whatever you don't have from the child, you can get it from the parent.
Oh yeah.
So let's see how we are going to fix. So let's say, okay, so maybe I can give this one in a double quotes. Let's say 222272 Let's run now, we'll see what's going to happen. So hello, my name is Landon, I'm 25 years, but still I didn't get a, why I didn't get a student. So where is the student class? Name, age, student ID. Okay, student has the name, uh, student ID. Self dot student ID equal to student ID. So definition returns self dot self comma subject. So this one is this. So but why we are still not getting, which is the reason here, we are not using anything like the calling the study. So but only we are passing study method, right? You're only doing study method, whatever you have. But how can I get a this student ID? Okay, how can we?
Okay. Um.
So here one thing we have to understand why we didn't get it. So
Yeah.
what is our parent class? Oh, come on. What is our parent class here?
Um. Person.
Okay, person. Okay, person has some things, right? So
Yeah.
now you have to print. So what we have to do, because in order to get this one, you passed Python this one here, but you, because we did only for two things, right? You have to pass after this one. Let's say
Oh.
you have to print of f string. I'm going to say uh, student D and T, student ID. Maybe I can say student ID, student dot ID. Let's see, when I run this one, we'll see. Did you see student ID?
Yeah.
So because we printed, because we didn't pass the variable student ID here. Anyways, because you may get confusion, right? We did you get a confusion about this one?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, so don't worry. Maybe we can. I'm gonna some things. Let's talk about inheritance, right? We will talk about iterators tomorrow, but I'm going to explain a few things now. Uh, so let's say, where is my iPad? Hopefully, it will be here. Okay, so I'm going to explain. I'm not going to take too much time, but I'm going to explain few things. So then we will focus when the next class comes. But I'm going to give you homework until Monday. Lot of homework. So you haven't started doing anything, right?
I started on the. I'm almost finished with the Treasure Island thing,
Okay.
but
So yeah, we will go through projects. We maybe not Monday, Tuesday. From Tuesday onwards. So Monday we will talk about the decorators and some other remaining topics. What we are going to not going to discuss anything. So okay. So let's talk about mm, few things here. So okay, what is the can you tell me what is the class, inheritance and object?
um, uh, class inherit. Oh, sorry. Say it again.
What is the class? What is the difference between class and inheritance and object?
Inheritance is like where a class can inherit methods and attributes from a different class.
That's great. You understand? Nice.
Yeah, and then what were the other two or three?
Class and object.
Um, and then mm,
What is class? You can tell me in your own understanding with your own meaning.
like a blueprint.
Class is a blueprint. Okay, now what is object?
Um, object is like
Instance of the
making
class.
however many you want
Yeah,
of the
just
class.
yes, instance of the class. So mm, next I'm going to talk about. We are not going to implement anything, but I'm going to explain few things. So okay, so where is the 1 minute? I'm going to turn on the light.
All right.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to explain few topics. So okay, now we have a encapsulation and then polymorphism and data abstraction. So first one we will focus on encapsulation. Okay, these are the object concepts. Encapsulation means wrapping of variables and methods into single unit into a single unit. Okay. Encapsulate means
Okay.
wrapping. What is wrapping means?
Like if you
Example, any
wrap a
example
present,
you can give me any example?
like when you're wrapping a present, you
Yeah.
basically like cover it all with paper.
Yeah. So instead of wrapping you can say some common word like you, basically covering with something, right?
Yeah.
So wrapping variables and methods. Variables like nouns, methods like a actions, right? So into a single unit means you have to wrapping like this: variables and methods into single units. Okay, so encapsulation, you cannot, encapsulation means if you have a class, if you use encapsulation implementation, no one can access your methods and properties and methods, like your variables and methods. No other class can inherit. Make sense?
Yeah.
Inherit encapsulation means like inheritance means child class can access properties from the parent class. For the encapsulation means no one can access their properties and methods. No one.
Okay.
Okay. So in order to
Okay.
access, there are three access modifiers: access specifiers, public, and private, protected. Public, private, protected. Public means anyone can go to, anyone can have access. Public, all or everyone have access, every class can have access. Private means within the class. Okay, let's talk about Python encapsulation. Encapsulation. Okay, so encapsulation, see, we've wrapped every, like the class into methods into variables into one single unit, right?
Yeah.
So which means this class base means parent class, no one can access, no one can access. That's called a encapsulation. Okay.
Okay.
Encapsulation is one of the fundamental concepts in object oriented programming. It describes the idea of wrapping data and the methods that work on data within one unit. This puts restrictions on accessing variables and methods directly, can prevent the accidental modification of data. To prevent accidental change, an object's variable can only be changed by an object's method. Those types of variables are known as a private variables. Okay. So now Python access specifiers. Okay, access space. So these are three. So Python uses as underscore, one underscore. Oh my goodness, sorry. Why? I want to.
It's okay.
Python uses the one underscore symbol to determine the access control for specific data member or a member function of class. Access specifiers in Python have an important role to play in securing data from unauthorized access and preventing from being exploited. A class in Python has three type of access modifiers. First modifier is a public modifier. First modifier is a what?
Public morphin.
Second one is protected, third one is private. Let's say public access modifier, the member of a class that are declared public are easily accessible from any part of the program. All data members and members of functions of class are publicly by default. So publicly by default, so anyone can access. If you say public means by default this is a public class, even though you didn't mention anything, this class is public, anyone can access, which means child class can access parent class, great child class can access So any child classes can access the parent class. That's called a modifiers. Okay, that is a public.
So there's like different types of capsulation,
Yes.
and people can access it. Like other people can inherit it and access it if it's public,
Yeah.
and
Everyone.
then there's
Let's.
like different ones like private and stuff.
Yeah. Let's say example. Do you see any? Let's say what is the difference between private park, public park?
Public, like other classes can inherit it and access the
Mm-hmm.
data and stuff like that,
Yeah.
while private, they can't access it.
That's all. So let's say if I have a private park here, one family owned the park. Maybe let's say there is something going on. I can go to public park. Anyone can go to public park, right?
Yeah.
If it's like if your family owned, it's a private, so I cannot come. I cannot go. Only within the class, like within the family.
Yeah.
This is a protected access modifier. The members of a class that are declared protected are only accessible to a class derived from it. Okay? Data members of class are declared protected by adding single underscore symbol before the data member of the class. So this is called protected variables. When you say protected means you have to use one underscore. Make sense?
Yeah. So when would you use like a protected access modifier? Like what's the difference between a private and public one?
Okay. So okay, what is your question? When we will use, right?
Yeah, and like what's the difference between a public and private one?
Okay, so let's say, okay, I'm going to give, if something like a, okay, public means attributes and methods can be accessed from anywhere, both inside and outside of the class,
Yeah.
and outside of the class. By default, all attributes and methods in Python are public. Okay, by default,
Okay.
all attributes and methods in Python are public. So let's say you are writing a programming for bank statement, like bank account.
Yeah.
When you write a bank account statement, do you use public or private?
Private.
Why?
Because you don't want anybody else accessing
Yeah.
your bank account information.
Let's say you went to restaurant, you saw some data,
Then
you wanted
it's
to order
public.
something, you are writing a program for a restaurant. There are so many options, like a like menu has chicken biryani, mutton biryani, prawn biryani. Do you think one can access all those things? Can everybody can access?
Everybody can access.
Yeah, those are the times you use a private. So okay, protected attributes and methods can be accessed within the class and its subclasses, but should not be accessed from outside the class. So within the class and subclass, okay, we can have multiple classes. I will teach in the future, like having multiple classes. Let's say, so within the class means the same class and the child class. Okay, same class,
Okay.
child class. So protected attributes and methods can be accessed within the class and its subclasses. Okay, within the class and subclasses. Okay, but should not access from outside the class. You cannot access, if this is a class, you have any other classes like outside of the class, you cannot access. Okay, make sense?
Yeah.
Only, let's say, protected means you and your family, like you and your parent. That's all. Public means, if it's a public means, let's say I'm a parent and I have kids, like kids, grandkids, great grandkids, anyone can access.
Yeah.
But me, protected, when it comes to protected, me and my child, only my immediate child, like I only child, not a grandchild, great grandchild, Make sense?
Yeah.
Private means within the same class only I have only access. I have only access, not my kids. If I give an access to someone means it's my kid. Like Mason is my, let's say I have a son name called Sawyer. So Sawyer, if Sawyer can access my properties but his son cannot access, what type of modifier it is? What is the name of the
Pu-
modifier?
would it be public?
So public means, let's say me and Sawyer is my son, can access all the properties and methods, but Sawyer's son cannot access.
Oh, so private?
Private only me within the class.
Oh, okay. Then it'd be this one, right?
Protected.
Yeah.
So again, protected attributes and methods can be accessed within the class and its subclasses. Only subclasses means, but should not be accessed from outside the class. Should not be outside the class. Protected attributes and methods are indicated by a single underscore. Single underscore means protected. Single underscore means protected. Single underscore means pro, underscore prefix. So we will discuss about the meanings and stuff, but understanding things. Okay. So although protected members can be accessed from outside the class, it's generally understood that they should not be. The single underscore is a convention to indicate that these members intend for internal use. Okay, these are for the internal use. Okay, if you use a one underscore, single underscore means protected. Private attributes and methods can be accessed within the class itself. I think I told you, right? Private
Yeah.
within the class itself. So that thing, and so um, those are the attributes, but we will discuss this deeply in the next section. But I am going to finish with the other topics. Only few. I'm not going to explain deep, but I will explain what is a polymorphism meaning. Polymorphism. So morphism and data abstraction. Okay, so poly means many. Poly means many. Okay, poly means many. Morph means forms. Okay, polymorphism means many forms. Polymorphism means what?
Many farms.
Many forms.
Oh,
Let's say,
okay.
giving an example, like a woman. Woman, right? Woman is one thing. Like a
Yeah.
woman can be mother. Uh,
So it's like many forms of data.
yeah, sister. Mother, sister. What else? Mother, sister, friend. Woman can be friend.
Aunt.
Aunt, grandson. Oh, sorry, granddaughter, grandmother, granddaughter. You understand, right?
Yeah.
One person can do many things. So many forms, like one thing, many forms. That's the same meaning. Let's say um, the example means, let's say define add. Add is a function, right? You can add a comma b return a plus b. So this is a one method, right? But you are doing here, what do you doing? Addition. You're doing a addition, right?
Yeah.
You can have def add inside method. You can 1 comma 2 2 comma 3. So okay, this is a same method, but returning something, return list. So which, do you understand? So for one time it doing addition, second time it can do plus, third time it can do subtraction. So that is a polymorphism. Encapsulation means, encapsulation is simply mean hiding of information. Sorry, not encapsulation, data abstraction. Data abstraction, which simply means hiding of information. What is that? Hiding of
Hiding of information.
hiding of information. That's data abstraction means. Let's if you go to the ATM, have you ever been to ATM?
Yeah.
When you put the card inside the machine, so when you withdraw the money, so when you get a slip, right, one slip, right, how much you get a money, like how much your bank
Yeah.
balance has, what does the slip says? The paper, you get a paper, right, after getting your money, it says like a paper copy or a digital copy, something like.
Yeah.
So you get a paper, on the paper what it's going to say?
It's gonna say how much you have in your account.
Yeah, but it's going to hide some information. It's not going to display your name,
Yeah.
it's not going to display your account number, right?
Yeah.
So means hiding of only necessary information.
Oh, okay.
Okay, important information. That's called data hiding. So encapsulation, encapsulation in Python. So oh my goodness, these are too much. So you understand the meaning, right?
Yeah.
Okay, encapsulation is something like in it in a, so now tree class, so something like that. Encapsulation is something, one thing can, okay, encapsulation like many forms. So man can do many things like Python, come on, oh, the wrong place. So here I'm going here. So same thing, I given examples of. So if say polymorphism, okay, car, boat, plane. So this, let's say vehicle is a, like vehicle can do so many things, right? Vehicle can be a
Yeah.
car, boat, plane. These are called a encapsulation. We'll discuss encapsulation in the later section. So your homework is from the beginning, um, okay, canvas, you thank you so much for you catching things so easily. Hope if you guys practice, if you practice, so you will understand so quickly. um, when is the today, what is today's assignment due?
Today's assignment is due.
Tonight.
Yeah.
I'm going to extend this one for maybe until Monday, right? Maybe
Okay.
Sunday, because okay, Monday before the class,
Okay.
maybe Sunday. So you can still do it, okay? So I'm going to write, so okay, publishing, edit something. So all the, okay, I'm copying this thing here. Up to polymorphism. Please use this link to study up to poly, up to polymorph, up to polymorphism, MORPH, polymorphism, and data abstraction. Okay, so study all this. Please
All right.
record and explain each topic with the code. Okay, so all right, and I'm going to send you something in the. I'm going to stop this one. So